What's going on, everyone? Welcome once again to the Playmaker Journey, episode 15. And I'm gonna cut directly to the point, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who's been subscribing and watching the videos. We passed the mark of 500 subs. That was something that I was looking for so long. So thank you all who have done it. And if you haven't, make sure to hit the subscribe button to get updated in the next projects and videos to come. And to celebrate the 500 mark, I'm working to make some cool eye field centers to give away during future episodes, so stay tuned for that. Also remember to join the Discord, and I hope you enjoyed today's opening. We have the prize for collecting all Code Talkers, and this is it. I won't extend this more than it should. Into the Vrains! Guys, this week is actually very special. We not have one, but we have two 2020 Megatins. Cynet Mining, please. Sadly, these are the last two that I got for a actually good price. The next episodes, if we don't get the minings today, they are probably they are costing now 25. These are still from the initial deal that I got at the end of last year. We also have our prize for collecting all Code Talkers, and it is another tin, the 2019 Mega Tin. We are looking for Ibli and World Legacy Succession. This one is the prize. So we have the tins, and to finish it up, the budget, we have a structure deck, Spirit Charmers actually, because it has a few good cards for our side deck, like maybe Raigeki, Twin Twisters that we are indeed needing, and Dark Ruler no more. It has Solemn Warning for the control variant of the deck, another copy of Dimensional Barrier. So it has a few interesting things. We also have our promo package here from the 2019 Megatin. So let's start with this promo pack. Let's see what we got here. So we have a Magician of Black Chaos, Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. Ooh, a Nibiru, the Primal Being, our enemy, mortal enemy Nibiru. Very cool indeed. Sadly a little bit of damage, but well, we'll be using that one on the side. A Secret Rare Raigeki, so the super on the structure deck has already been blinked. And a Slifer, the Sky Dragon, our Egyptian god card. Okay. Very nice. So I'm gonna start with the tin here with a Mordschlag, World Legacy Cliffhanger, God Dragon Promises, Speedburst Dragon, Salmon Great Wolfie, Tiny Spirit Adhara. Our first super is a Zezriel, Ruler of the Evil, and a Firewall XYZ Dragon. Okay, not exactly what we were looking for, but I'll take it. We can actually put this in the extra deck and make it a challenge. Our first Ultra is a Fusion Destiny and a Psychic Wielder. And our secret is a Gallant Granite, and our rare is a Crusadia Testament. Then a Wrestler, Marine's Gladiator, Escape the Enchained, Desert Locust, and yeah, that thing. Okay, not a bad pack, but not exactly what we want. Let's go for the second tin. So here we have a Salmon Great Fennec, Fusion of Fire, World Legacy Guard Dragon, Speedburst Dragon, another Mordschlag, Time Thief Battleship. Our first super is a spell, not the one that we want, Witchcrafter Scroll, and a Marine's Blue Tang. So no thank you. Our Ultra, we have a Memories of Hope and a Witchcrafter Bystreet and a Witchcrafter Edel. Unchained, Wyrmir, Dino Wrestler. Okay, the tin seems to be just as we expected. I'm gonna give it a look on the 2019. Here we're looking for one Ultra and one Secret, so our chances are very slim, and here it's only one of each. Rainbow Perfection, Background Dragon, Dragonides Senatus, Prompthorn, Trickster Mandrake, Starting Context. Okay, our super is a Cyber Switch, So it's a Playmaker card, might find its way to our extra deck at some point. Our Ultra is a Nightmare Griffin. Okay. And our secret is a Nightmare Mermaid. So none of those are cards that we are looking for. Oh, Cynet Fusion. Maybe we can get something out of there. Okay, we got 2 cards for the extra deck. Not the ones that we're looking for though. Guard Dragon Reincarnation, Rocket Synchro, Dino Wrestler, Dark Factory, Guard Dragon, Marine's Sea Star, and a Blue Slug. It's a spell, come on! Whitefish Salvage. Can we get a Dragoon? Also no, apparently. Peaceful Burial, and a Witchcrafter Pottery. And a Witchcrafter Hane. Okay, this is the Witchcrafter pack, apparently. I'm gonna finish this tin first. Exis Slidolfin, Madoshi, Guard Dragon, Danny Spirit, Time Thief Flyback, Guard Dragon, Undrake, Rogue of Endymion. Okay, can we get a spell? No, we cannot. Test Panther. Can we get a fusion? No as well. Another Fusion Destiny. Dude! Wow, that's really bad for 110. And a Successor Soul. Woo! A IP Masquerena. We already have ours, but yep. We can sell that one. Blood's Flame, Marine's Berserker of the Tenny, Unchained Twins, Marine's and Marine's Wanderhawk. Getting a good amount of Marine's cards, huh? So, let's take a look at this structure deck. So, our structure deck, we have a Awakening of the Possess, Nefarious Archfiend, Awakening of the Possess, Greater Inadifier, Grand Spiritual Ward, Ichirin, Spirit Charmers, Raigeki Super, that's the one I wanted, Possessed Partnerships, then we have our 4 little Charmers, Nefarious Archfiend Eater, Gigabyte, Inarifier, Renryu, Fairytale Sleeper, Fairytale Rella, Fairytale Luna, Witchcrafter Golem Aruru, that we have so many blinged up, Witch of the Black Forest, Effect Veiler, Denkoseka. Oh, this one can fly from your side deck to your board, to your hand, did you know that? Awakening of the Possessed, Secret Village of the Spellcaster, Spellbook of Knowledge, Terraforming, Book of Eclipse, Twin Twisters, the one that we are looking for, and Dark Ruler No More. This can help us break unbreakable boards. Unpossessed, our Spiritual Arts, Metaverse, Dimensional Barrier, possibly, Soling Warning, most definitely, and our Familiar Possessed, and a few promo cards. Okay, so we have 2 packs of each now. Please, 1 Ibli. If you could get 1 Ibli, this would be like perfect. Because even though I want to play 2 or 3, 1 would be enough. Transfamiliar, Limit Code, Cyberse Soul, Cyclone, Performapal Hands, Mriger. Let's see. So, we have a Celestial Observatory, Great Fly as our super. It's an effect monster, it might be the Ibli we are looking for, and it's a Thunder Dragon duo, it is not. And it's a Link, so it's not the one we're looking for. Cyber Dragon Zeger. Very cool card, though. I like Cyber Dragons. We have like infinities and stuff, so maybe I could pay homage to Ruggles and play some Cyber Dragons at some point. 1 pack, second to last pack of the 2020 magazine. We're in danger of not getting good cards. Salamangreat Perro, Valkyrie Funfty, Salamangreat Violet Chimera, Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Wow, our first common Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. You have no idea how hard it is to get this out of the megatins. Oh my Jesus. Wow. So we have a Guard Dragon, Gumritis, and we have a Mermail. Is a spell? No, it's a Of course, it's a Madame. It's a Link monster as the ultra rare, so it's a Unchained Soul of Rage, and it's a effect monster. It's a Omni Dragon Brotar. And we have a Link monster as a secret, a Unchained Abomination. Okay. Not exactly as I was expecting, but it's fine. So our two last packs here. Let's go for the 2019 and then we go for the 2020. So we have a Super Team Buddy Force Unite, Trickster Nightshade, Altergeist Emulate, Restoration of the Monarchs, Altergeist Pixel, Boycotton. And then we have a Crusadia Revival, Crossbreed. Okay. Topologic Trisbaina. I think that's the name. And we have a spell, might be Heritage of the Chalice. Not the card we are looking for on the secret slot as well. Spray this one. Give us something, please. So we have a Guard Dragon Promises, Pegasus Wing, Extra Hero Cross Crusader, Time Thief Hack, Destiny Hero Drawhand, Valkyrie Chariot. Okay, I think it's now. So we have another Firewall Exceed Dragon. Please spell. No, it's a Link. FA Shining Star to GT. Okay. Ultras, please fusion then. Nope, it's a Exceeds Infinitrack Mountain Smasher, and of course it's a spell that we don't need, Strange of Immunity, of course. And a World Legacy Guard Dragon. Okay, at least it's a World Legacy Guard Dragon for us to play Dragon Link. Cap Shell, Infinitrack, Fists, Defender, Flawless, BES, and Vessel of the Dragon Cycle. So, what did we got here? Honestly, not much. A few cards for our extra deck. I will throw this on the extra deck just to play with it. Now, let's go check how the deck is looking and play some games. And here is the deck for episode 15, guys. Not much changed on the main deck, to be honest. The only change to the main deck is the addition of a Link Infra Flyer. And for our extra deck, we are just putting in a Firewall Exceed Dragon to see if we can summon it. That would be cool. Our side deck, however, has a few cool changes. We have we're adding the Nibiru, we're adding the Raigeki, we're also adding Dark Ruler No More, Twin Twisters, and that's it. Those are the additions for our side deck. I think this will make the side a lot more versatile against certain things. But now let's go check the games. All our games for this episode are played against people on the Discord. We are made to go first, so we start with Lady Debug adding Code Generator, and we link Shokan into Code Talker, then we can link Shokan into Code Talker inverted because of the interaction. We then summon another Lady Debug, we open 3. So Ring Shokan Transcode Talker, use the effect, and we go into our unaffected access code thanks for the Gachiriat Ignister, and we set our only piece of interruption, that being Cynet Conflict. The guy uses a Ties of the Brethren and he is playing a Majespecter Wind Witch. I'm like, okay. He sets 4 and passes and I'm like, oh boy, that's a lot of cards. And we draw into Parallel Exceed. But that's actually not bad. So we can start by using Access Integration to clear a little bit of the back row, just to be safe. Then we can normal summon Lady Debug, it will get Veilered, so no adding, but we can go into Transcode Talker, he will try to negate the summon, we can negate the negate with our negate. Then we can Ring Shokan Firewall Dragon, which allows us to get Parallel Exceed using its effect, and Parallel Exceed is going to make Firewater XYZ Dragon, XYZ Shokan. Hell yeah, I think now we done all the Shokans. No, we haven't done Yugo Shokan yet. We'll get there at some point. So we can use now Firewall's effect, bounce something, go to the battle phase, and I should have attacked in a different order so I could finish the game with Firewall Exceed, but I kind of forgot. But we still take the win of game 1. Game 2, and he chooses to go first. He starts with his Ice Bell. As you can see, we have 0 hand traps to interact during his turn, so he can do whatever he wants. But we do have a Dark Ruler no more, which will save us depending on which board he ends, which is going to be a good idea since he already has a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon on the field, which he ends on a Raccoon and a Crystal Wing. We start with the Dark Ruler no more just to get a free pass. Normal summon the Gazelle, it's going to get ashed, no problem, we can still make Bailings and summon our Parallel Exceed, get the second, Splash Mage, going to bring Parallel Exceed back, trigger the Gachiri at Ignister, Ring Shokan Transcode Otoka, use the effect, Ring Shokan Shooting Code Talker, and Ring Shokan Access Code Otoka, unaffected, can destroy everything on the field, actually no, and no damage also. And that's because of Dark Ruler no more, because I didn't know it had this effect. So we are obligated to pass. He is about to do his Pendulum Shokan, but we use Cosmic Cyclone. He is forced to pass. We go Transcode, bring Splash Mage brings Gachiri, Ring Shokan, Tri-Gate Wizard, use Gachiri's effect once again, and Monster Reborn. We're almost at U-Link here. We just banish his scale and go in for the attacks. The second match is against Ink from the Discord, and he's playing Phantom Knights, which is a deck that I'm quite interested in. We do Ash his Tour Guide, and he's obligated to pass with a Fog Blade. We then have a bunch of triggers after Link Shokaning Code Otoka. We send our Dotscaper and trigger the Gazelle, we send the Spinny. We can now use the Spinny to come back and Ring Shokan Splash Mage will bring Code Generator back. That goes Transcode brings Splash Mage back. Here is X Code Otoka. And now we go into Access Code Talker, and we can basically start clearing up the field and go in for Leto once again. Game 2, he chooses to go first. Once again, he starts with a Foolish Burial, sending a Torn Scales. Then he goes into his Cherubini. Cherubini is going to send Graf. Graf will bring Farfa. He then uses that to go into the Rusty Bardish, sending a Cloak and setting a blade, the Fog Blade. He can now go into the Breaksword. Breaksword will be destroyed by the effect of Bardish and is going to trigger its own effect to bring 2 Phantom Knights back, which will make a Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, and he has a Torrential Tribute, a Rank Up, and a Fog Blade. We start with Cynet Code Deck, and he activates his Rank Up, getting a Dark Requiem, which will negate our Dotscaper, and we are just forced to pass. There's not much we can do here. He starts by activating the effect of Rusty Bardish and normal summoning his Tour Guide. Tour Guide brings Tour Guide, summons Breaksword. Breaksword is destroyed by the effect of Rusty Bardish. He can now bring 2 monsters back, which he will. Goes into the Raider's Knight. Raider's Knight will activate its effect to become a Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon. At this point he's just flexing, but it's okay, I think it's fair. So he goes in for Leto and takes game 2 for him. For the tiebreaker, we go with a going first build, Field of Traps in our deck. We start with a bunch of triggers. We're going to get the Cynet Codec because we already have the conflict. We activate the codec, go into Transcode Talker. We can add Gachiri. Transcode then can bring Code Talker back. We now go for the Gachiri. And we go for a unaffected Firewall Dragon, and we set 1 Compulsory, 1 Impermanence, and 1 Conflict. He special summons his Junk forward and normal summons the Cloak. We bounce the Cloak back to his hand with Compulsory. We draw into another Compulsory. We go into the Junk forward and decide not to attack directly with Code Talker, which might have been good or not. He normal summons... the turn was he normal summons Cloak. We bounce the Cloak, and he sets a rank up magic. At this point, he could use the Fog Blade on Firewall, by the way. He just didn't. Firewall was just unaffected for 1 turn. We draw into the backup secretary that we summon. Then we go into transcode. Transcode, of course, triggering Cynet Code Deck. We can now get code generator. Use the effect to bring Code Talker back. Normal summon the generator, so whatever comes will go to the hand. And then we are just, okay, access code go burr. And he makes that we cannot banish things, which is bad. He normal summons the cloak and we bounce it back to the hand with Firewall. That cloak has been bounced 3 times. Now we can just clear up the board, normal summon a microcoder, otherwise we would miss lethal. And we take the second match for us as well. 2-0. Now for our final game, not final, but third match, we have a return yes, Odd Eye Studios. We had a remote duel a few episodes ago and he was playing Bird Up and now he's playing Shaddolls. And Shaddolls is a deck that I kinda have problems playing against because of Winda. But since we went first and I didn't know he was playing Shaddolls, I'm just go, okay, I'm gonna go for what I know that it might work. Again, go blindly going first. So we go into shooting code, then we can trigger our Parallel Exceed, and we just go for Firewall Dragon. The reason Parallel Exceed effect it's not used is because the 2 copies of Parallel Exceed were in our hand. He tries to activate a Shadoll Fusion, which we negate with Cynet Conflict. He then sets a Shadoll Wendy, and since now I know he's playing Shaddolls, I can kind of think of how it's the best way to navigate this. So we go Firewall, we bounce it back, we then just go access code, and we can trigger the effect of Firewall to special summon Parallel Exceed, and go in for lethal. For game 2, we decide to go first. He makes us go first. We normal summon Balancer Lord, activate the effect, and then go for a Format Skipper, activate 1/1 to get a microcoder on the field. Then we are going to link microcoder and Format Skipper into Code Talker. This will trigger microcoder and the skipper. Skipper is going to add Gachiri, coder is going to add the conflict because we cannot kill him this turn. We then mistakenly activate Gachiri targeting Code Talker, which is bad, but it's okay. So we then go transcode, Firewall, co-linked, Cynet Conflict, and Impermanence. I would say that this is kind of a good amount of interruptions. He does get a damage juggler that will add the Trick Clown, and he links into a cross sheep that he will try to use, but we are going to negate his Shadow Fusion once again with Cynet Conflict. At this point he is obligated to pass. You see that he did draw the Nibiru, but was not able to summon it. And I was like, okay, 1 summon, 2 summons, 3 summons, 4 summons. And at this moment I just stopped because I was like, oh boy, I cannot do any more summons this turn, otherwise I'll just lose. So we go battle and we can just attack because we do have lethal on the board. So we finished the normal games as 3-0, but now I want to present you guys something new. This is the Playmaker the VRAINS challenge deck. What happens is this is basically a Highlander version of our deck where we are only allowed to use 1 copy of each card. So no 3 Lady Debugs, no 3 coders, no 3 code generators, no 3 Cynet Code Deck. It takes a little bit of the consistency of the deck, but I think with the things that I added here, we can still go places with this deck. So every week I'm gonna have a challenge of trying to win with this deck right now. So we are playing against a player, I don't know why the guys put like this. He's also playing Phantom Knights, so it's our second match against Phantom Knights. But he starts with like a lot of things to set because he is playing like the dangers, and he was very lucky with his dangers. He goes into the Bardiche, sending a Torn Scales and setting a Fogblade, I think that's the normal. Adds a Shade Brigandine, sets it, summons it, gets his Torn Scales back, go into a IP Masquerena and passes. And I was like, okay, So since this is the Highlander version, it's more limited, and you see cards like, oh, Flame Buffalo that we don't normally play. All the other cards are normally on our deck already. So we start with the Cosmic Cyclone, getting rid of a Called by the Grave, which was actually very good. So he has 2 Fog Blades, which is okay, and he uses one in the Baylinks. So we activate Codec, link Shokan, Code Talker using Baylinks. This will trigger the Gazelle in the hand. And Dotscaper comes back. Gazelle is going to trigger to send the Spinny to the graveyard. Now Spinny can come back. Now we use Microcoder, go into Code Talker inverted. We can add something and summon it. So we are going to summon the Balancer Lord and use its effect to get an extra normal summon, even though I don't think we're gonna use it because we go far enough that we won't need it. So we get Transcode Talker, summon inverted, go into Firewall. He tries to use this, he cannot target Firewall because Transcode. Oh yeah, that's why he couldn't on the other game. Sorry, I thought something bad at that. Oh, he could say, no, he could not. But yeah, as you can see, we are just going to fill up the whole board, make his monsters with 0 attack and attack in for game. We lose a little bit of consistency, but the decks can still perform very well, and that's why the challenges are like playing against someone else and not specifically against a anime deck. But that's gonna wrap her up. I'm really excited on how this is going, and this was an awesome week for Code Talkers. We had they were in a Meklo 40 video. Distant Coder got 2nd place playing the deck. Like, the deck is going places, and all we need now is like Minings and Iblis and a few other pieces, but we're almost there. And we finish again with like a 3-0, not losing. The challenge doesn't count for the overall, but it's a cool thing to know that we won. And this is it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for all the support with the channel. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Remember to join the Discord. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week on the next episode. Logging out.